Hey, what is up guys? Jack and Matt here with the Toasty Bros, and today we bring you a $550 crazy RGB everything build.
Let's get right into it, shall we?
Do you need help with YouTube? Are you ready to take the next step and make your channel bigger? Alright, well listen up, I got just the thing for you. It's called TubeBuddy. It's an extension tailored for YouTube and it offers all kinds of tools. One of my favorite is the tag suggester, and another one of my favorite is the best time to upload feature. But that's only to name a few, so go check it out for yourself in the link down below.
Alright, so this build was actually made possible when NZXT reached out to us to send some of their cool products. We have the H200i and their Kraken M22 liquid cooler, which we'll talk more about in a minute. But the main concept of this build was to take some parts that we had lying around from projects that we planned on doing but never actually did, like this Intel CPU and motherboard, and put together a $550 PC and see exactly how it performs in 2019. So let's talk about all the parts real quick. Alright, so the CPU for this PC build is the i5-7400, which is a 7th gen i5 processor that has a clock speed of 3 GHz but boosts up to about 3.4. It is a relatively good modern processor, quad-core CPU. We haven't tested 7th gen parts on this channel before because it's normally more expensive, but we actually had a project with this Mini ITX motherboard and this i5 CPU that we got for very cheap in a previous project that we're going to be doing. So the motherboard we are using for this build is the H110m ITX, which is a Mini ITX motherboard that'll fit in this H200, which is a Mini ITX case. Nothing too special about it. Has 2 RAM slots, has the ability to add a graphics card, and it's Mini ITX and relatively affordable still on eBay if you're looking to do a build around this architecture, 6th or 7th gen CPUs. And it is something that you can do if you want a somewhat affordable Mini ITX build. Now another company actually is helping out with this build, and that is Team Group with their T-Force Delta RGB memory. This is 8 GB of memory at 2400 megahertz with nice RGB, and also they sent a 250 GB RGB SSD. This system is going to have a whole lot of RGB, as Jackson mentioned at the very beginning of this video, and Team Group was nice enough to send these over to add to the beautiful glam inside this H200i case. And to cool that i5-7400, a very overkill Kraken M22 liquid cooler. Now, the main reason we're using this in this build is to showcase the products that NZXT sent over. Yes, the i5-7400 does not need a liquid cooler, but it's going to look really nice in the H200i, and if you do want to opt for something a little bit cheaper, if you for some reason have parts like this, which again, these are using parts that we had lying around, it's not really something that you can replicate that easily, you could go with a budget cooler like a Hyper 212 or whatever you see fit. But this is a really nice looking AIO from NZXT, and we look forward to putting it inside their case to see exactly how that combo works out. Now the graphics card we're going to be using is of course the RX 580, which is going to be a trend in pretty much a lot of our videos for the next couple of weeks, for the rest of March definitely. RX 580s are the best value for money on the used market right now. Getting it for around $100 is very attainable, and this is the 4 gig model, the MSI Armor 4 gig model, and they're really easy to get. And even if you're not doing a build like this, we highly suggest you look for an RX 580 because it's a great value offering, and we'll play 1080p high settings with this i5-740 very, very easily. And to power this whole system, we have an EVGA 450 watt BT. 450 watts is more than enough for a system like this. The i5 barely sips on power. The RX 580 is very power efficient, and there's really nothing crazy in here that's going to draw a lot of wattage. And 450 watts and an EVGA power supply is very affordable, good budget option, and will not explode inside your PC, so you're safe from explosions. Alright, so again, the case that we're using is the NZXT H200i. Now in the budget, we factored in this case being just the H200, which is actually a good bit cheaper because it minuses the smart features like temperature control and also the RGB strip that's built in. So if you did want to save a lot of money, you could go with the H200 if you plan on getting your own RGB fans and RGB strips, which is something we do recommend because there's a lot of budget options out there right now on Amazon. But again, Mini ITX case, we got the black and red variant, which is going to look pretty cool with this system. And overall, I'm excited to build in this because my personal case, the H500, is one of my favorite cases I've ever built in, and I'm very excited to see what the H200i is all about. So how about we start building this thing? Alright guys, so the first game we have to test is Apex Legends, and we're currently running it at 1080p high settings. If you scroll on through here, running through high settings, maxed out, texture filtering, everything else is on high settings. VSync is turned off to get the max FPS possible. Right now in the drop shoot area, we're around 50, 60 FPS, but I have a feeling once we land after dropping, we're probably going to be upwards around 60, 70 constant, which again, for high settings is really good. And it just goes to show you that RX 580 still has a lot of performance in it for such a good value for money card at around $100 on the used market. I'm seeing, look at this bob and weave technique.
Dude, he's a pro. He's going to get you all the way to Bone Town.
We might actually make it, dude. Make it to Bone Town.
It's very smooth though, dude.
Yeah, dude, this is buttery smooth. There's no drops in the frame rate at all. There's no stutters right now. Running on a 1080p 60Hz monitor. He just put the, wow.
Why would he land you on there?
I don't know. But now dropping into, we're running around, we are well over 60 FPS. This is a really, really playable system. We're at 80 at high settings. This is
and you're also in a pretty hot zone too.
Yeah, it's a pretty hot zone running through here. I mean, I can't complain at all, dude.
Almost 100 FPS now that you're indoors.
I love
dude, look up in the sky.
Look up in the sky, dude. We'll see the best. Oh, look at that 144, dude. I love it.
That's how you can get the 144 hertz, right?
Right there, just stare in the sky the entire game. Am I not gonna find it? Okay, here we go.
Is that
oh. Wait, what
you
was that?
have toggle on? Yeah, it is.
Who's this bot?
Dude, how much HP do they have? Punch him. Dude, someone just stole your kill.
Okay, well, I
think that's it. Oh.
I don't know where's the rest of the team at, though. That guy was a bot just running around. I don't know what happened.
But bot.
Hey, overall, dude, I mean, look at this. The GPU is at 100% usage, so it shows that the CPU is not a bottleneck in this situation, and the CPU could actually handle a better graphics card. But running around, man, I cannot complain. I'm actually very impressed so far with this i5 7400.
Runs better than my system.
It runs better than all of our systems, dude. But yeah, running around, looks pretty, oh, there's enemies, dude.
Dude, it's time to sell your 1080 and buy a 1070.
Oh.
Or I mean a 580. Bro, come on, hit the shots. There's one next to you. Yeah, there you go. Ooh, he just phased on you.
He did. He had to do that to me, dude. Nope. Not anywhere near me right now, brother.
Yeah, he's just running away. Like a little baby man.
Like barely any ammo.
Oh, he's inside that building right there. They're fighting with him.
Oh, God.
You hit him for something.
Yay, go team.
Oh, he died. You guys got the whole squad.
All right, well, Apex Legends. All right, guys, so the next game we're going to be testing is Black Ops 4 on the multiplayer mode. Right now at high settings 1080p, we are getting well over 100 FPS and dipping around to like the 90s here and there. I'm going to run around and see how many kills I can get, just seeing if I can actually do it. But, I got somebody.
He's a man.
I did it, dude. Got the kill. But yeah, running around the map, over 100 FPS high settings, it looks like it's very evenly distributed across the graphics card and the CPU. We're at around 90% usage, hitting 100 on both occasionally, so it doesn't seem to be that big of a bottleneck. This game seems to be pretty even across the board, so that's always a good sign to see with a system like this. I was a little bit worried with the i5 7400 being a lower clock speed CPU. Yeah, it's still a relatively new processor from Intel, but it is a lower clock speed. But overall, it looks like it's been able to handle the two games we've tested so far, and really no complaints here. So overall, Black Ops 4 seems to be a pass, so let's move on to the next one. Alright, so the next game is, of course, another Battle Royale game. We have PlayerUnknown's Battleground, and I don't know if people actually still play this game, but we like to benchmark it because it is known for being pretty taxing on systems, and it's kind of the same story. Honestly, you're getting well over 100 FPS, having no issues whatsoever running this game. We're dropping in on this beach landing right here. I'm assuming this is like a hot drop. We're about to find out. But again, we're getting about 70. We haven't even dipped below 60 yet, but this is running at high settings 1080p. One little stutter right there on the drop, which I can't really fault it for that. That kind of happens a lot. But we're falling in very intensely, and we'll see exactly what happens when we land, what kind of frame rate we get. I hear a lot of fat foots running around, so I might be under attack here in a second. But it looks like we're settling in around 70-ish FPS right now, landed. I don't have a gun. This ain't good. There's no guns. Is there anyone near me? I don't know. But I don't have a gun to even defend myself if there was somebody near me. But here we go. There's a pistol. But yeah, 90 FPS inside some buildings. Running outside, we get about 100 around in this beach area. I don't know if this is a high intensity area or not, but right now it's looking pretty good. I can hear that GPU is ramping up, so it's definitely being worked a lot. The CPU isn't being worked nearly as much, and I am getting shot at from all sorts of directions. I have no idea where they're coming from, and I have a feeling I'm going to die. All right, and the last game we're going to be testing is The Witcher on high settings with Hairworks turned off. We are getting around 80 FPS running around the map. Again, another testament of just how well the system is balanced. The Witcher is a really GPU-bound game, so the RX 580 is able to stretch its legs a lot more. I don't know what my horse is doing currently, but it's just kind of, you know, posing up there. But The Witcher 3 is a still very graphically demanding game, especially at higher resolutions. This system would actually work pretty well as a 1440p gaming PC also, which you can definitely test it if you wanted to do that for a system like this. But overall, I am actually very impressed with this PC. Running around the map real quick, see if I can actually gallop here. Start moving. But yeah, we're getting around 60, 70-ish FPS, which is more than playable for a single-player title like this. Let's run through this real quick and see how much pixels I can bring up to stress this even more. Running through, really not much else to say about. And I just ran into a fence. You know, I only benchmark the games. I don't really know how to play them, but running around, pretty respectable, man. Overall, I am very impressed with this system, and let's go ahead and wrap this video up and talk about this system and some of the parts we selected and just tell you exactly what we overall thought about it and how the performance matches to the price. So let's cut to that real quick.
So as you guys can see, this PC just masters every game because, you know, PC master race. And yeah, the benchmarks had me like astonished because that 580 is just still kicking it.
Yes, it's not the best value for money for you as the viewer to go out and buy, but considering we had it lying around, we got a motherboard for super cheap, and we were able to put together a really nice system featuring the H200i and also some really awesome products from Team Group using that RGB memory and RGB SSD, we have ourselves a really nice looking PC that can get up and actually play some games. Pretty much any game you want, Apex Legends, PUBG, you saw the benchmarks. But overall, very impressed with this thing. It's very compact, portable-ish. It's not the smallest Mini ITX case in the world, but it's portable enough and looks really good.
And coming in at only $550, I mean, that's a pretty good bang for the buck if we're being honest. But to be fair though, you know, Ryzen does still have them a little bit because you could do it technically a little bit cheaper if you were to go with like a 2200G and do like some deal hunting, but you're gonna get about the same type of performance. You know, they say Intel's better for gaming, but you know, who really keeps up?
Who really cares, dude? Who really looks at numbers anyways?
So as always, we hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And of course, we will see you guys in the next one.
Goodbye. We don't know what we're doing.
I thought there was stuff connected to it.
You got slow-mo that on video, dude. Maybe.
You should.
You're editing this, bitch. That's up to you.
Hey, bitch.
Hey, bitch.
Wait, how's this supposed to work?